Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. We hope you're having a good trading day. Lots of volatility in the market. Lots of noise around the market. If you're trying to trade the noise, good luck with that. Let me know how it works out for you. If you're getting it done with whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it, as we like to say. If you're not, might want to stop, think, look, listen, and you're welcome to visit the site. I'm not going to bother you. We're going to watch this. We're inclined to think that, and we're prepared though if we get it wrong, right? We'll bail. We'll bail out. We're not, none of our trades are, in stone by any means, but we're inclined to think that we're going to get a little rally here going into the close. We shall see. And on a risk reward basis, I got to take another call. We'll be here. Okay, so we're going to try to pick up a little counter trade here at the end of the day. We don't usually do this. I've been a little sidetracked a little today on a couple of things, so we're going to try to pick this up here. We'll see if we can hold this level, but we're not going to take too big of a hit. If we have to, we have to. I'm not suggesting anybody follow this. We're not doing this day in and day out in terms of for members, trying to our members that have access to the Zoom, they have everything we have, and they have the skill set, and and hopefully even a better skill set. And so they may be doing something, but they're doing their own thing. They're playing their own game, so to speak. And that's what we're about. We're not handing out specific trades or specific anything. We have we all have the same tools. We understand how they're used. The members do too, and they're free to and should. It's their money, it's their time. Uh, and for those that are passing through on YouTube, we just believe that you've earned that right, that opportunity. We're not going to tell you that you can't do it. We're not going to tell you that you should do this, you should do that. We will try to show you, at various points, particularly during the Q school, how we approach it and how I specifically trade. We all have a trading personality though, and it's different. Everyone's got a different approach. This particular trade that's on right now is not a robotic trade. It is a mechanical trade, and usually I'm not doing it in the last hour of the day, but and today I think I will, and I think I can catch a nice counter coming back up the other way. When we look at a swing machine, the 5-minute swing machine, 25 5-minute segments ago at 135, it said again, fear is coming into the market. The ES contract on a 5-minute went short at 10:30 this morning, and it's been short all day. 62 5-minute segments ago at 10:30. If you took that trade, 4,000 at that level, you'd be up 1,500 if you're still in it. The NQ went short at, that's kind of interesting, right? At 135, 135. The Dow went short at 135. Now, it's not unusual for all four markets, including the VIX, to trip off, at about the same time, and happens over and over again. And if you're thinking, well, that ain't fair, markets must be rigged. Well, I don't know about rigged. But are they machined? Are the machines trading with other machines? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it just is. I mean, you see it. We see it. Now, do they have our machines? No. Do we have their machines? No. I would love to be a fly in the wall, but Citadel isn't going to let us in their building. They're not going to let you in their rooms. They don't even let their employees, they keep their codes. I've read about this, separate from each other, right? So there's no one person as an employee at these hedge funds that has access to, a complete code. That is their intellectual property, and they protect it. One of the richest people in the world, Ken Griffin, he's got about a dozen $500 million homes around the world, CEO of Citadel. Well, they're no longer, I don't think they're even based in Chicago anymore. I think they're now down in South Florida. But and then the Russell at 525 this morning has been short all day, which is why the market's really been so weak as an appetite for risk. It's not so good. Gold is, of course, coming up, and of course, oil kind of makes sense. Nobody wants to be short gold. Nobody wants to be short oil. Anything happen at any time, headline risk, there's concern. I'm a little shocked that the VIX isn't higher. So the VIX could go much, much higher and very, very quickly. And if it does, these markets are going to really, disintegrate. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but, it's a little bit odd that the VIX isn't higher. So the what it's telling me is that there just isn't the fear in the market. And maybe I have a little bit more concern. Maybe you have a little bit more concern what's going on in the world, but the market isn't exhibiting that fear, that concern. It may build and it may come in suddenly, but right now, not so much. If you have any questions about what it is we're doing, had a nice meeting with a gentleman from Estonia. So I told him, never met anybody from Estonia. I have to had to apologize. I had to look at a map. A beautiful, beautiful country, though. It's just south of Finland, and sounded beautiful. And 7 hours, and he's 7 hours ahead of us, which presents a really nice opportunity for folks in that part of the world to be able to work their normal jobs. And then, um, it's a world market now, and you can get in and trade these markets and do so during normal session hours, which would be after hours for them. That's a beautiful thing. And we were talking to each other as though he was right next door. It's crazy, right? So if you have any questions about who we are, what we're about, you're welcome to visit the site. You're welcome to call me. We're going to try to midday do a podcast by invite. And so if you want to ask some, more detailed questions, we can always do it, through, but we didn't use Skype. And we don't really use WhatsApp either, but we can hook up through Zoom, right? So that's what we did, which was even better when we got visual there. So, but we hope you're getting it done with whatever it is you're doing. At Stock Market Caddy, we basically have very simple 2 levels of membership, a monthly membership. You get a video view of all the algos at night, Sunday through Thursday. And then the annual membership, you get all of our tools, everything that you see here in about 68 other proprietary systems, more than you can possibly appreciate. We have video library vignettes of all the tools. And but you do need to go through what we call the Q school. And it slows it down. It's for the better. You do it one time, but we want to make sure that we at least give you the opportunity to see some of the tools, most of the tools, an opportunity to ask questions in a live market environment, and ask us questions and to to really beat the bushes, so to speak, so that when you finish the Q school, you know more about us, you know more about the tools, and you actually know more about your own trading. You should know, a lot. And we trade primarily futures intraday, but we do trade options, and we do have tools around options in a big way. It's just that we don't generally trade options intraday. It's not to say that we don't put it on and take it off, but we don't usually do it with that intent. We're usually doing them about 30 to 45 days out. And so we like to define our risk. We like to, credit spreads are our favorite. Condors, maybe third, and occasionally we'll do an individual call or put. It has to meet certain criteria, and that criteria is hard coded into something that we call the options club selector. So let's see if this little that little white golf ball, that's what we call trade ball. That's where the price is, and she's just coming up, and it would be nice if we get a run back up to about 1571. Could we do that? I think we get above 1580. I think we could even get to the midpoint, maybe. Well, it's only 3:30. I only got about 20 minutes, so we'll see. We'll be greedy on this last trade. Any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. And once this trade's done, we'll probably let you watch the close, and then we're going to wrap up. Then again, if you want a little private consult, or if you join as a monthly member, we'll connect you. We'll give you a more detailed tour one morning. You have to schedule it, and then we'll let you hang out in Zoom for the rest of the day. It's what we call a hall pass, so you get a chance to see So it's kind of incremental. Any questions, let us know. We've been, this is something new for our members here that we call Trade Ball. And you can see here this, oops, we'll get a little bigger marker here. We'll try. Oh, that's not right. Sorry about that. Get a little V. It was a hint that we're headed up. Here's another little, this one here didn't materialize, but this one certainly did. Coming down, here's another little V. Could have taken it up a little. Then we get another V in here. And that obviously was a ginormous trade. I wasn't here for it, unfortunately. So I'm trying to get cute, maybe a little late. Trying to get cute and see if I can catch a little bounce here, but maybe not. We're having a good week, so I can afford to do it. We don't get them all. Swing Machine doesn't get them all. Nobody gets them all. There is no Bible code. There is no, one way, one thing. We spent quite a bit of time this morning discussing with our Argo profit factor and how important that profit factor is. If you've been trading for any length of time, few years, 5 years, longer, if you haven't been keeping track of your profit factor, you're doing a disservice for yourself because you don't have the information you need to know what you might need to be doing differently. So you're only cheating yourself. And you don't want to have been trading for any length of time and not have that data. It's time wasted. Sometimes folks just focus on, the individual day, and anything can happen on one day. But over time, you're gonna, you really want to know where you are and what's working, what isn't, and what you have to do to change or improve. For those of you that aren't familiar with Swing Machine 2, by the way, you can change the interval, right? We're looking at 135, but maybe, we lose sight of that. We got it here, but I'll just put this on a 60-minute. So you can see it was 10 hours ago that the ES went short. You'd be up $2,000. How about the hourly time frame on the NQ? Was 31 hours ago. That's like yesterday. At 9 a.m., you'd be up $3,000. And let's put on an hour here. and 7 hours ago, you'd be up a grand in the Russell. I won't go ahead and do it. I'll put this back so we don't lose it. But so once you know how to use the tools and have some ideas to think about in terms of how you want to play your game, what charts you like, what approaches you like. Do you want to be a counter trader? Do you want to be a trend trader? How much leverage do you want to use, should use? And all those discussions, and we're going to have a very frank conversation with you, or conversations. Okay, so this thing is really deteriorating, and so I'm going to get stung here. And so we're not going to let it get out of hand. So nope, we'll take a hit. Live to play another time, probably a little not so good, but we do not get every trade right. And the systems don't either, right? The system. So I was trying to get a little cute here and try to make up for some timing and take a punch. We want to have zero tolerance for negative outliers, and we do that mechanically as well. So, and robotically. If you have any other questions, let us know. And again, we'll let you watch the close. Looks like they're gonna flush this. If you're watching on YouTube, because we never really know, these are set at mini level, which is primarily what I'm doing. And I'm usually, could trade bigger, but I don't. Usually it's a mini. Sometimes it's even half of a mini, but you can trade micros, which is 1/10. So if this had been a micro, you wouldn't be up $2,000. You would be up $200. Same thing here, 1/10. Now, we didn't always have that luxury. We didn't always have micros, and you had to learn using minis. Now, some folks even, a mini, sitting on it for this long and making that isn't enough. It just isn't, enough to capture their, focus. So the approach is all scalable. As an example, they're trading hundreds, thousands of these things. You can't affect. It takes 100 contracts thereabouts to move the S&P futures contract about a tick. So if you had 10 of them, if you did, and you had that type of firepower, you wouldn't be up $2,000, you would be up 21,000, as an example. And this is the market, in our view. This is where the folks, in Chicago and in New York, get to build the big buildings and the big homes. This is their playground. These are the biggest, deepest markets in the world. And you're seeing, you're seeing what people are seeing in New York, in Chicago, in London, in Singapore, off their boat in Monte Carlo, everywhere. And you can trade right alongside them if you'd like. RS is asking us about it's actually Trade Tracer and then Trade Ball. That right now that's relatively new for us, and we're trading it mechanically. We're not trading it robotically quite yet, although we can overlay other robots on it. And so far from our members, I love it. And our members, those that have got back in touch with us, I've been very, very happy with it. And in the end, as far as performance goes, doesn't matter what I do, doesn't matter what they do, only matters what you do. And but they find it to be very helpful in trading the ranges and keeping them in, um, keeping them in winning trades and keeping them out of losing trades, which is what we're trying to do. Okay, so this trade is going to be locked in. Now, one of the reasons we like to trade futures is that we can also have market access overnight. So we're going to set ourselves a little break-even stops. Hopefully, we can survive this through the close, and we'll carry this position into the overnight hours, hopefully. And it does look to us that we're a little bit, at least technically, I'm not sure where the international scene is, but the market appears to be a little bit overdone to the downside. We'll see, and I may even get stopped out here for a small profit. We'll see if we can take it in, and if not, we can come in later this evening and get another trade on. I think that that we're just a little bit overdone to the downside here, and I'm thinking that we're going to get, you can still be in a bear market and get these vicious rallies. In fact, the best rallies occur during bearish markets. It fools a lot of people, especially the amateurs, and they get sucked into it. We don't get sucked in or locked into anything. We're traders. we'll try to check in with YouTube probably later tonight, and hopefully we still have this little position running. We could have a really nice run with this, and very well could have it into the morning. We'll see. Markets are still a little jumpy, and but we're thinking they're a little bit overdone and had that little reactionary low off of about 15,000. We're right at the midline. So we took one on the chin. You saw that for about a point, and we got it back, and we're in position, so we're still good on the span of just a few minutes. Please don't be spooked by the money. If you are spooked by the money, um, scale down, scale down. Get to a place where you're comfortable with the amount of money. You could be trading the same trade. You wouldn't be up $950. You could be trading the smallest level you can go as a micro, and you'd be up $90, $95. And it's scalable. And what we're doing is, it's an acquired skill. And if you can learn, at small levels and then slowly, gradually over time, increase your leverage a little bit. Most of the problems come in with folks being under leveraged, not under leveraged, excuse me, under capitalized or over leveraged. It's the same side of the same coin, right? Yeah, I mean, you could have 250,000 in your account, and if you're in there, trading 10 contracts, you could be over leveraging yourself. Get any questions here? The public markets have just closed. What happens with the futures? They'll close at 4:15 to 4:30, at least the indices, and then they open back up at 4:30. They make some adjustments from 4:30 to 5, then they close again, and then from 5 to 6 they're closed. Now they can still, anytime a market closes, any market, there is market risk that you either gap up or, gap down. You can do that. I have seen instances in an hour where the market is closed and the S&P futures have gapped down 50 points. And on a comparable, I've seen it, 100 points on the S&P. I've seen it on the Dow as much as 300-400 points. So they can gap too. It's just that it's not usual, and you can just avoid. You can just trade during the the normal session hours. But if there's any questions, let us know. Again, I'm Bag It On. This is Stock Market Caddy. We're not suggesting everybody do this. We have over 70 proprietary tools that we use. This isn't the only tool. It is our flagship, so we like it a lot. And over the last couple of weeks, where it's been longer than that, we have been focused on this little tool that we call, it's actually, I should have the name up there, called Trade Tracer with Trade Ball. And it's a beautiful tool, and we're going to be building trading robots off of it. Okay, so I don't want to be rude. I don't see any other questions at all. So I'm going to give it about a minute because you're on delay, and then I'm going to have to say goodbye. And I got to get Ted down to the dog park. And like I say, maybe later this evening we try to punch up and give you a view what the late night session is doing. We wish you the best, everybody. Yeah, rent to use. No, we don't sell individual programs, and we don't rent individual programs. Um, we provide a monthly membership that you get a video view of all the algos at night, which is a nice way to start. You want to get an idea if you have some trading skill. And then the other level of membership we have is an annual. And the annual members get everything that you see here, everything that we have, everything that I have, they get. And at that point, you would have to have a trade station because they only work on trade station. And you get a whole bunch of other things too. You still get a live Zoom feed if you're an annual member. The reason why we don't, lease out or sell an individual program or lease out an individual program or have a monthly fee for the thing is because we're small. We've been doing this a long time, right? We've grown. We started Stock Market Caddy maybe 2011, 2012. Susan and I started this ourselves, in the early 2000s, trading our own bread, and then Stock Market Caddy was an afterthought. I didn't know that it was going to grow to the extent that it has, but we can't be sending out the programs, on a month by month. And the other part of it is, Omar, and Omer, thank you for asking, is more valuable, more valuable than any one individual program is going to be the education that we provide you, and, so if you're out there looking, and there are people out there that will sell you an individual program. I wouldn't do that. I really wouldn't. Because we have 70 of them. And I tell our members this all the time. All of them, they will come in and out of favor as the market, whatever market it doing is doing. It's just very flexible. And you need to understand what those programs are, what they were built to try to do, and have the skill set so that you can adjust them. It's kind of like being the coach of a football team. You're looking, if you're looking for one play to run, you want to be able to. And so, in the time that we've been on here, we're now profitable. We did take a punch in the nose, so we're now profitable. I think this is going to, you can write down some numbers. I think tonight, please don't trade this, right? I'm not giving you a trade. I'm not doing it for that reason, but write down 15,135, so I think that later tonight we will be at and above 15,135. I think we're just overdone down here near term. And you can see this is giving us the range, the ball marker range. It's mapping it out. This is adjusting it. It tells them the range. It's 155 points. The high range right here is 15,135. So if you don't see it, you don't even have to take the time to put your cursor there. And we have it all mapped out. This be on any market, any time frame. But that's why we do it the way that we do it. It slows everything down. But there's a learning curve. And please know, we say this all the time in case there are folks coming by for the first time, because like we may have some folks that haven't seen this before. We're not presenting trading robots to be automatic. They are like a cruise control on an airplane, right? On a small airplane. And this is a dashboard view. Just because you have the money, just because you might be able to go out and buy a small plane, doesn't mean that, and it comes with a cruise control. It doesn't mean that you still, have the skill set to fly the plane, or fly the plane at night, or in the mountains, or, off of Cape Cod on a summer hazy day, right? As JFK Jr. did. So we want to take our time for the person who's going through the Q school to go through, or go into an annual to go through the Q school, and it's a 3-week program, and we want to make sure it's a very individual, that you get some individual attention. You get a lot of individual attention, and we go through the programs and have the conversations in a live environment, and make sure that as best we can, that you understand, for better or for worse, what we think these markets are and how we try to approach them, and hopefully get you headed in the right direction. Most people, I would think, I don't know, I don't go around and see what they're doing, but they might be hawking you an individual program or something, and we're not. We do like Swing Machine though, because we've had this one of the longest, but we also have other programs that run, give us trade setups for options. We have something called the Options Club Selector. We have another one called the Pebble Beach Trade Generator. We got a whole slew of them. And but this one is near and dear because this one really does keep, and you literally, maybe hard for you to see it, um, in the short period of time, and you're on a bit of a delay on YouTube, but you can literally see the money rolling in and rolling out, you know. But thanks, Omar. If you got any other questions, we'll give you another minute or so to post them come through, and we'll happy to answer. Be sure to visit the site 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I'm happy to take your phone call. I'll even tell you I could be down at the dog park with Ted, and I'll take your call, try to answer your questions. I'll have a few questions for you as well, and um, nothing of a personal nature. We don't give specific recommendations to buy or sell. We don't manage anyone's money, so there's no reason, at all. And it's very low key. If you think, something that we're saying or something we're showing resonates for you, then, that's a good thing. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I've had some folks say that, I've joked about it, but they send us a note and, the hell are you doing? You don't give us any recommendations. You don't make any claims. What the hell are you doing those YouTube videos? The reason why we do the YouTube videos is to give you a glimpse of what we're doing in a live environment. We just had a loss, right? Um, and just to give you a glimpse of what's possible, and a chance to ask questions. That's why we do it. And if what we're doing doesn't resonate with you, and you're looking for which is fine. There are these services that they'll give you, so many trades a night, and our systems will present trade opportunities, right? It's just that I'm not spoon feeding them. I'm not giving you, but the machine is giving them to you on the nightly video. And certainly if this equipment is on your desktop in your office, and you know how to use it, then yeah, you're going to be, you'll be off and running, hopefully. But there are other services, of course, that, where they'll give you, 10 option trades a night. And, but that's not what we're about, right? So I hope everyone understands that. We're a mentoring site for those individuals that want to play their own game, and they want to trade mechanically or robotically so they can get rid of the emotions of greed and fear. I can't say it any more precise than that. Because if you're trading greed and fear, if you're trading on the money, I got that trade on. Okay. I'm up at $300. Okay, I'm going to take it. All right. I got that trade on. Oh boy, I'm down 400. All right, I better take that loss. Okay. All right. Now I'm down 100. Okay. All right. Put the trade. Oh, okay. Now I'm up 500. Yeah. I made $200 for the day. If you're doing that, oh boy, I don't think that's good. I don't think it's a good way to live. I don't think it's a good way to trade. I don't think it's good at all. Or, I'm only going to trade one time a day. I'm going to come in and I'm going to trade once. Then I'm going to quit, or I'm going to use, and I'm going to, I was talking to the gentleman, it's very popular in Europe, the martingale system. You just, every time you lose, you double your bet. Then you double, that we're not doing that. That's nuts. Not him, but, the martingale system. That's popular in some corners. Or, the Forex traders that, want to trade, 200 times, 300. There are these firms out there. TradeStation is not one of them, but they'll advertise, 500. We'll give you a 100. It's like 6-minute abs, right? We'll give you 4-minute abs. So they'll advertise, we'll give you, 50 to 1 leverage. We'll give you 100 to 1. We'll give you 500 to 1. Well, of course they will. The trades on those things are probably not even going into the market, because when you have leverage of that size, it isn't a question of will you blow up. It's just a question of when you'll blow up. usually only a day or two, you know, and in these models of, with that kind of leverage, whoa, okay, if I could just double it like, 6 times in a row, I mean, it just isn't going to happen. It's going to blow up, and they know it. They know it. So we're very realistic. We're very, stock market cat is meant to be fun, but we're very serious about what we're doing. I spend a lot of time here. I'm not doing it from I mean, I love what I'm doing, but our trading is our business, right? Stock market caddy is a business now. It's but my passion as well. So it's really doesn't feel like work, but we're very serious about what we're doing. And I want everyone, to do well, as much as we can. We have this Q school that is a 3 week. It's very intense. And then after the Q school, your in-person's kind of underway. I'm there. I never say no to anybody, but we can't maintain the intensity of a Q school, which is very intense for you and us. We work very hard at it. Um, and I don't think you want that anyways, so we're trying to be there as a resource, as a mentor, so that you can ski down the mountain on your own. You don't want to you don't want to be skiing, you don't want to be with an instructor all day, every day, right? You want to do your own skiing. You want to do your own flying, right? That's what so I'm just trying to treat folks well, there wasn't anybody really as open as us and in doing way back when. There just wasn't. In fact, everyone was telling the firms and everything, don't do it, don't do this, don't do that. I think curiosity is a good thing, and there is no reason, and we certainly have had folks come in and blow me away. It's not a problem. It's not a zero-sum game. Their success doesn't take away from me. No. So, it's great. It's great. They really have. They've done a number of things. We're going to enter next week the CME challenge, and invite you to sign up as well. It's a simulated situation, but it's a week long. It's a week, runs from Sunday to Friday. Everyone's got to play by the same rules. You got to put the trades in at the CME site, can't be rigged. And you gotta play it. We've entered the last three, 1,400 traders. It's on our website. There were 1,400 in the first one. On Thursday, we were number 10, and we were out to win it, which we don't have to do day in and day out. And we ended up finishing 20. We got as close as 7, and then we finished 20, which wasn't bad out of 1,400. Second time, there were 1,600 traders. And at 5 o'clock in the morning on Friday, I stayed up overnight trying to win the thing. I was number 2. I had a very, very good shot of winning. I simply ran out of gas. I been up all night, and the son of a bitch, he was really, really good. Or the other couple of traders, I could see what they would do. I couldn't see it, but I could see it. I kept checking to see where they were. I was trying to trade. I was trying to get myself in the position, and we ended up finishing number 7. Okay, and that's documented by the CME, right? You can look on the site. The last time there were 2,400. And on Thursday afternoon, the closest we got was 35. And I didn't stay up overnight because I didn't think and I didn't have a chance to go from 35 to the top 3. And so we just let it go, and we finished, so I didn't stay overnight, and we finished at 107. So we've been in the top 1 or 2% in 2 of them. And the worst finish was the last one, and we were in the top 5%. We're out to win it. And so we're going to enter, and we're registered on the stockmarketcaddy.com. And we're going to try to, I want bragging rights. There's a little prize money from the CME, but we're going to try to win it. We'll be using Swing Machine. We'll be using maybe Trade Tracer. And we got some other tools that I'm very, very fond over. And we'll keep you posted how we do. I think you should try, and if you're following somebody, maybe you should ask them. And if they blow it off and say it's nonsense, well, think about that. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? If they are as good as they, I mean, I might get punched in the nose. I might. Pretty confident I won't. But I might. I'm not gonna poo-poo it. We've done it 3 times now. This will be number 4. And you should ask them. Everybody, it's 4:20. The market is closed. We'll try to punch up a little bit later today. We're holding that position. You see the little asterisk there? We have a stop in there, and that'll carry into the evening session. But we're going to try to hold that position, so we may still be in that position come midnight. If we get up over 15,135, know that we are still in that position, and hopefully we're in it, overnight all the way into the morning. We'll have the machinery on it and hold it. I just think the market near term is a little bit overdone. If there's no other question, which I don't think so, you're welcome to call. Oh, nope, no other question. Okay, thanks. All right, so I always want to just say thank you for stopping by and I know it's going to end abruptly, but have a good one, everybody.